Hi guys, welcome back to Morant's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. Buckle in, buckle in. Okay, this conversation is going to be a long one. This video will be longer than normal. I didn't go live for 2 days, but I have a lot to talk about, and I don't have a set way of doing it. I don't know how it's going to come out, but wish me luck, okay? No edits, no cuts. You guys know the way we do this. First is this. At the end of this video, I will be talking about Bed Bath & Beyond, a little bit of detail, and AMC, sure. Hang on to your hats, AMC. I'm coming for you tonight, right after I'm done with this part. So the first thing I want to tell you is, guys, a lot of you guys know who I am. A lot of you guys know where I come from. I'm from the retail side of it, investment side of it. I care about e-commerce, care about retail so much that I study it for a living. That's what I do. Some of you guys know this stuff. But in addition to doing that, you got to know about guys like this. This is Mark Vanden. I've talked about him in detail before, but not really given him the shine that he deserves. Mark Vanden is an angel investor now. For about 15 to 20 companies, give or take, from time to time. And he's been the one to mentor Ryan Cohen. Now, how do I know this? Well, I do. I know a lot, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how I know, and I'm going to paint the picture for you, and I'm going to show you a series of clips that will tell you this. But the first thing is this. He ran Zulily, but before he ran Zulily, he ran Blue Diamond. Blue Diamond sold conflict-free diamonds, or Blue Nile, I apologize. Blue Nile sold conflict-free diamonds, and he did that, went public. And he managed to do it in the early 2000s, late 90s. And wow, that's amazing to do anything during that time frame when the dot-com bubble burst and who could become successful back then. They ended up selling more diamonds a year than Tiffany's. So that should tell you something. That's where they found out the consumers on the phone, the consumers, on the computer, the consumers at home, cost of living and the value of life of not having to go find a parking spot, not having to get dressed. I'm going to save you like 3 hours. Just go look online and see what I have for sale. Guys, I've been selling rings online for years. I remember 2003. I want to say 2003. Yes, 2003, 2004. I bought a ring online, a wedding ring. And that was via some Army website that I got. And they let me do it on payments. And I got this diamond. I didn't even know what it was going to look like. That's how crazy it was. And it came in the envelope. And I was like, hey, I got a ring. Will you marry me? Let's rock. It was like that. But I've since upgraded rings. I did okay. But anyway, back to the story about what Mark Vanden is. Mark Vanden is a guy you want to pay attention to. And here's why. I'm going to play these clips for you guys. Pay attention. This guy's a genius. 2014, that's this video here. You can't find him. He doesn't do interviews. He's a hermit. He doesn't want people to know how rich he is. He's a billionaire. He's scared of that. There's a lot going on here. But let me go ahead and play the clip, and then you guys can go from there. So enjoy.
And that's, I think, why we're successful. We found white space. We found a consumer opportunity where it wasn't being dominated. If we had to go head for head on same-day delivery with Amazon, we'd get crushed. For entrepreneurs out there, any business you come up with where you think it's going head-to-head with Amazon, think of another business, right? It's too hard, but I think why we were successful is we were doing something different. But when you do something different, it takes people a while to catch up with you. So I always think, when Jim Sinegal, who is my idol, Jim started Costco back in, I think, 82. And talk about an American success story, right? It's a $100 billion revenue business built in 30 years. Makes a lot of the internet look like child's play. But when Jim started that business, he goes out to investors and says, what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge people $50 to come in the front door to shop with me. That's ridiculous. No one is ever going to do that, right? And, the model works because the value proposition is different. It's different than what Walmart's doing. It's different, and it appeals to consumers. And I think that's what we're doing. So, and I think what tends to happen in a few years, people will see this is a whole section of e-commerce that has different dynamics, and they'll catch.
So what he's saying there is the value proposition for a lot of companies, eventually the mass appeal will catch up, right? So if I'm an investor or if I'm Wall Street, it's not appealing to me for someone to come up with this new idea of a company. So like when I think about GameStop, I always tie it back to GameStop because I know that he's influencing Ryan Cohen. This is the individual that influences Ryan Cohen, and I'll prove it in a minute. But he's telling you it takes time for the world to adapt. And by the time they do, they're usually behind, right? GameStop currently giving you $5 a month off of every time you shop if you're a GamePro member. So if I'm a member there and I'm doing it the right way, I'm going to come back every month and get $5 off, no matter what I'm buying. It doesn't matter if it's $10. It doesn't matter if it's 20. It's just getting somebody right back into your building. So out of all these members, and we have like 6 million right now, 5.8 million in the U.S. So those guys are going to get them get the coupon, $5 off. You can go online or you can go in store, but you have those residual shoppers every month. I mean, that's what we're creating. We're creating this, what they call layered growth. Now, I want to go to this next clip because this is another clip for him, and you guys are going to like this stuff. Listen up.
Very purposeful. Daryl and I kind of feel like in a startup, if things are going well, you want to be really quiet. You know, like it doesn't. Our customers at Zulily are not reading GeekWire. They're not reading the Wall Street Journal, and so going out and trying to get press there doesn't make any sense. You know, the reason to like wave your hands in the air and say, you know, I'm here. If you're having trouble, if you've got a customer base, so if you're an enterprise software business, maybe that makes sense. Or if you're having trouble fundraising and you're trying to get people to notice you. We never had trouble fundraising. We didn't need the press, and we wanted to avoid competition. You know, when you feel like you just hit, you know, you're drilling and you hit an oil, you know, patch, the last thing you want is other people coming and drilling right next to you. Yeah. So it's like the.
So I want you guys to hear that for a reason. Twofold. One, when you're winning and you're doing it right and you're killing it, you're not saying anything. Everybody asks, why isn't Ryan Cohen tweeting? Why doesn't GameStop tell us anything? Because they're hitting it, guys. They're doing all the right things, and they're not going to tell you anything. The guys who are putting their hands up and shouting, hey, look at me, look what we're doing, Adam Aaron. It's guys who need the publicity, guys who need the spotlight. You wouldn't need it. You would just be quiet and walk through the damn halls and be like, you know what? I know I know I have a product out there that's worth buying. I don't need to remind the whole world every damn day. That's the difference here, guys. And when he's telling you we struck oil and we don't want the whole world coming in with their drill right next to us, he's absolutely correct. But this is a way of doing business in the shadows, in the dark, so that people don't have the opportunity to come in and just gouge you out. Let me tell you something. When he said in the first video, we're going to go up against Amazon, you got to rethink he's not saying we can't do that. What he's saying is this. If you're going to go up against them, pick a product. Pick a poison. I don't care if it's clothing, collectibles, gaming, hardware, software, whatever the hell GameStop's doing. In turn, babies and pet products, right? Those are ways that you can become profitable against Amazon because they're not ready. They don't see it coming. But don't tell the whole world. Don't broadcast it. And that's what he's trying to tell you. So the last bit is for you guys. This is going to be just so you know who he's talking about. Ryan Cohen.
You got to be careful. I talk to entrepreneurs today. I have an amazing entrepreneur I work with who's 28, and he has amazing instincts. He's great. But I keep coaching him. You are closer to the top than the bottom, and you got to be careful. You got to be a little cautious because when it turns fast. And the money isn't there, and so, you know, fill the coffers, and then, you know, my advice in general, Bill, is like when the market's good, raise a bunch of money and then don't spend it too fast, right? Like, you know, because people get on these burn rates. Mark Andreessen wrote about this recently. Like the burn rates get really, really high, and if you've only been in a market where the capital markets are up and to the right, you keep thinking, well, I'll always be able to go back to the market, and that's not always the case. So you always need a plan B, and that's what makes me nervous right now. Is, you know, investors would be nervous that the valuations are getting high. On the entrepreneur side of things, I think you got to be very cautious that the burn rates are getting way too high.
So when he says, I mentor a 28-year-old, 8 years ago he made this video, this interview, guys. 28 years old, 8 years ago, that was Ryan Cohen. And what makes me laugh is because like a couple of months after this video, Mark Vanden became the CEO of Chewy. So I know that's what he's doing. He's mentoring, he's training, he's showing them how to do it. And yes, you're going to fill those coffers with money and you're not going to spend it. We did do the transition. The thing that we're going to fall back on is our e-commerce, is our retail side of it. Doing the partnerships that we're doing. When you're doing M&A, you want to take your time. You don't want to be in a rush there. You don't want to, because remember what I said, you don't want to infuse different cultures and different leadership swings, because who's accountable? And that's why I didn't agree with the whole, hey, we're about to go buy out Bed Bath & Beyond, right? So here's where I'm going to touch on that final stuff that I talked about for this video. Bed Bath & Beyond, let's talk about that. You got one YouTuber out there saying now it's Larry Chang. He's using catchwords and he's naming anybody he can go and research and try to find out if Bed Bath & Beyond is going to be bought out by GameStop. Like I've said, I don't see the whole transition happening that way. If you want to sell off the Bye Bye Baby portion, sure. to Ryan or to RC Ventures or to whomever. But when you have guys like Mark Vanden here, who has money, who has billions of dollars backed, ready to go, ready to help out GameStop at any jump, that's exactly what this guy will do. He's been doing it for a long time. He's been partnered up with Ryan Cohen almost a decade, guys. Almost a decade. You think because it's not public, I don't know, announcements and news that these guys don't exist? There's a lot of guys like this. So I'm excited for him, and I'm excited for Ryan because Ryan has people that believe in him, that give him great mentorship, and that's exactly what Mark Vanden is and does. Lastly, AMC. I get attacked daily. It's okay. I can handle that. Anyone who's involved in AMC, I pray you guys know what you hold. It's a company that has a losing proposition, period. There's nothing that's ever going to be positive. It's not possible. And I say this, guys, with the utmost confidence, and here's why. No, I don't predict price action. Like all you guys out there, well, then buy puts. That's so dumb. It's like if you believe that a team's going to win the game or whatever you say, I've done a lot of research, I see who's going to win the game. You're like, yeah, well, then put money on it. That's not it, man. That's not it. Chances are a team's going to lose the game if 20 of their starters are out. Yeah, they're going to lose. Do I need to go put money on it to tell you they're going to lose? No, I don't have to do that. I will tell you this, though. AMC insiders hold about $9 million worth of shares. Okay? $9 million worth of shares on a market cap of $5 billion. They have zero influence on this company. They don't care one bit. They didn't buy the stock at $3. They're not going to buy it right now at 10, 8, or 9, or wherever you think it's at. They sold everything for a reason. They know what it's worth. They know where they're headed. Now, how are they going to survive? They got to sell off Ape. That's the only thing they have worth of any value. And if you're holding on to Ape, it's going to go down the minute he starts selling because you're going to dilute the float. And people are going to start buying. Who's going to buy? Who is he selling to? Guys, I've tried to throw up red flags to you all damn year. For 2 years now, I've been sitting here talking about it. And everyone wants to come at me. Like if I didn't tell you it was going to go down to $8. I literally said this 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. If I buy AMC tomorrow, I'm buying an $8 to $9 stock. That's all I'm getting. I don't get Ape. So all you guys that want to squish the numbers together and say this is the value of the company, that is not the value of the company. The value of the company is going to be less than what you think because they owe money and they got to pay it up. It's coming. Did you hear what Mark Vanden just said? Mark Vanden said the only time you make noise and you shout to the wind and you tell everyone, look at me, is when you need to be looked at or when you need some type of movement. I believe quiet confidence. I really do. Be scared of the guy who doesn't talk rather than the one who has the biggest mouth. And I know, I'm a rants, and I talk a lot out here, but I'm only speaking facts. I only speak one language, and it's facts, guys. Good luck to everyone out there. They're going to need it. Yes, AMC will go up in price when GameStop does. We know what the hedge is. What are you holding for? Why are you holding? And how long are you willing to hold? I implore you, I wish you the best. Do some homework. I'm not telling you to sell. That's not what I'm telling you to do. I'm telling you to do some homework. And then you'll figure out what you need to do from there. Or not. Buy more. Hey guys, I just had fun letting you guys know who Mark Vanden is. This guy is an awesome dude. He's in the background. And he's giving out some great information and some great mentorship to Ryan Cohen and the crew. He's been involved with them tenfold. Just to give you a quick rundown, Zulily, the company that he went ahead and formed and ran, over 30 to 40 executives left Zulily, came over to GameStop. They're all at GameStop now, the whole damn crew, the good guys. He knows who they are. He mentors them. He gives the info to Ryan, says, hey, man, these are some good people. Let's hire them. Additionally, they were at Amazon before as well. They know how to beat Amazon, and they're going to do it. They don't need to merge with failed companies to do it, man. They're already great. Just know what you have. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. The stock should run for the next, 2 months. We'll see how it runs on that end. But you know what it's worth. Infinity. So I'll see you guys soon. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. Do your homework, AMCers and Bed Bath & Beyonders. But GameStop guys, feel good. You got guys like this on your side. Peace. Oh, I'll see you around, millionaires. There you go.